Army under Grant, and wrote a memoir of his years in the Army. And then when his son got older, he asked him, would you help me? I'd like to publish it, and I'd like to do it with photographs. Would you help me find some? So he began this quest to find pictures of the battlefields and the officers that his father had fought with. And this, he caught the bug. He became a huge collector. In an era when there weren't that many photographic collectors, he had run of the mill, and he acquired this tremendous collection over the next 30 years or more.
And today the collection is about 100,000 images, and as Philip said earlier, we created the Meserve Kunhardt Foundation, Meserve being Frederick Hill Meserve's last name and Kunhardt being our last name, since the collection had been passed down through 5 generations, and we have created this 501c3 in order to bring these pictures into the public. And we are housed at SUNY Purchase in Purchase, New York, and at the Neuberger Museum there. And the collections are continuing to grow. We've just acquired Gordon Parks, my grandfather's longtime friend from Life magazine. His entire archive came to us in 2007, and recently Ed Clark, another Life photographer's collection, came to us as well.
Just backing up to your great-grandfather, what was your experience like with him growing up?
Well, I knew him, and that's the amazing thing, was just that as a boy of 11, 12, I used to be taken to his house in New York City to visit with him. And he was the old man of the field. He was known as a kindly scholar of the subject. And he would cooperate with authors and scholars and provide photographs for. I mean, if you look back from the 1930s, 40s, and 50s, there's not a Lincoln book that's published that doesn't give credit for his photographs to Frederick Hill Meserve. His nickname, which was given to him by Carl Sandburg, who was his collaborator, was the Zealot. He was passionately interested in the subject.
Why is this important to you, both of you? Why is this important to you, what you are doing?
As we've said, it's a family affair, and I'm the 5th generation to be working on it, and we're just very passionate. Our hearts are fully in it, and we're continuing to keep the legacy alive.
What is going on with Gordon Parks? How did that happen?
Gordon Parks was the first African American to work for Life magazine, and he and my grandfather became very close friends. My grandfather was managing editor of Life magazine, and in 2006, Gordon Parks became ill. He realized what we had been doing with our family's collection of 19th century material, and upon his death, his entire archive was donated to the Meserve Kunhardt Foundation to perpetuate his legacy and preserve his work.
Any closing remarks you guys want to make?
Well, I was saying earlier today that it's amazing to me how we still care about Lincoln after all these years, and his memory keeps reemerging, especially at times when we are hungry for authentic leadership, and we want to look back to see a model of that. He was able to negotiate the most terrible crisis in our nation's history, and to preside over the extermination of slavery, which was the greatest flaw of our system. And so we look back to him with great thanks, and also he gives us hope for the future.
Would you mind telling me both of your names?
Philip Kunhardt.
Peter Kunhardt, Jr.
Now, last question, Peter. How did you get roped into this?
Well, I've been working with the Meserve collection ever since I was a young boy, sleeving pictures and working with it in numerous ways. I grew up with it. It was in my house. It was in Philip's house. And it really, I felt, was part of who I was, and it was part of my character. Lincoln has become more of a friend than a president in my eyes. I see him on the wall, and it's sort of like a close friend. After college, I realized this is what I wanted to do. I was an art history major at Wheaton College in Norton, Massachusetts, and realized that photography and Lincoln and history was something I wanted to continue to pursue.
Well, thank you very much. And I just have one last question. How did you guys manage to get the nice light on you?
You can look down here. My nephew is pushing a button that is illuminating a what do you call this? A light board?
A light table.
A light table on which are placed numerous glass negatives of 19th century figures that were part of my great-grandfather's collection.
So what would happen if you were to let go?
Our beautiful light disappears.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.